Hey, everybody. Welcome back to Tutum Talk with Kara Nance. I am your host, Kara Nance, and we're actually having a solo pod day. I'm so thankful for all of the guests who have come on these past couple weeks and months. It's been so much fun. I've learned so much. I really hope you have. When I hear about how important it is to serve, right, with our gifts, with our God-given gifts, that's the whole point, is to serve and pour value into our fellow human beings with our gift. And my cup runneth over with all the amazing golden nuggets and tools, tricks, mindsets, ways to think about things, all of it, all of those very enriching conversations. I know I'm still chewing on quite a few of them. So if you've been able to tune in, I'm sure you are feeling the same. So, and if not, if this is your first time here, welcome. Thank you for tuning in. I appreciate you. This is episode 40, which is also wild. And so I do my best to stay in gratitude because that is abundance mindset and attracts more of what I love welcoming into my life. And I'm especially in a space of gratitude today with you. So I'm going to share some numbers, and this is all thanks to you. Tutum Talk to date has been heard in over 30 countries, which is wild, amazing. Thank you. Thank you for continuing to share with all your friends globally. Amazing. 28 states. Tutum Talk has been heard in 28 states. Again, thank you so much. Like, there's some states that have tuned in. I was like, I don't know if I've been there yet. Like, this is amazing. And reminder, let's keep cruising. Let's keep getting out into the world. And definitely those 30 countries, like, I've got some work to do. So if you would like yours truly over in your country, let me know. And your state, I'm here for you. DM me, in all sincerity, DM me, reach out to me, and we'll get those plans in place. We'll make that magic happen. Tutum Talk has also been downloaded over 500 times already, which is, gosh, the amount of gratitude in me when I hear folks say, hey, that episode, that was awesome. I'm still thinking about this, or it really helped me think differently about fill in the blank, whatever they're sharing that they're going through, and transforming that struggle into a strength, or feeling more at peace with what they're navigating, coming up with more creative solutions around what they thought was, well, it's only this way, this way, this way. When they're tuning in, when y'all are tuning in, it seriously warms my heart, and I'm so thankful for the world that we live in, that we're able to share these truths, that we're not alone. We're all in this together. So thank you for continuing to offer those insights, whatever you're gaining from our time together. It helps know that value is being poured into you, and that's what it's all about. And then last little bit here, that the YouTube subscribers for Tutum Leadership Coaching has doubled as well. So thank you again. Thank you for getting the word out. Thank you for subscribing. YouTube wise, and that bell notification so you can get the latest updates and the latest content. It's super helpful to carry out those actions, so that then others know. Like, it helps with that algorithm. And I don't know all the details behind it. I'm sure some of you listening right now, you do. You could like school me on, like, well, actually, when that happens, bump, 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 like, awesome. I just know it helps. I know it helps get the word out. And again, it reinforces in those moments when I'll use I statements, when I stumble upon or discover somebody talking about what, like, I knew it in my heart. I knew I wasn't the only one. Man, thank you. Gosh, that's so helpful. And it's not even about feeling validated. It's about knowing, that feeling of knowing I'm not alone. And so, and that there is community out there, even if it's not within my physical sphere or my current day-to-day experience. Like, okay, there are other people out in the world who find this really important and believe that this is really important, what they're, what I feel. So in those moments, like when I'm feeling like I'm the only one, I stumble across, which I know, I believe that's not an accident. I don't stumble across. I don't just happen to find. I believe that I set that intention out there, and God, universe, source, whatever, whatever you call the power that is greater than us, helping us along our journey, that when I'm open to it and I allow myself to receive the guidance, whether I say it or not, I'm a big fan of saying, thank you so much for guiding me for the highest good for all. And thank you for guiding me to the next best step, right? And then sure enough, a podcast, an article, a friend sending something that I feel like is a nudge from universe, from God, be like, you're right. You're not alone. Keep at it. And it's that little bit of firewood to put on my fire to keep the flame burning, even when it's down to smoke, right? That where there's smoke, there's fire. And there have been many a moments in my experience thus far in this beautiful gift called life this time around, where there has been just like a little smolder of smoke. Like, I don't know how else this is happening, and logs come in and it's like, awesome. We're here. So keep the faith. I'm here for you. And reach out to loved ones. Put time on my calendar if what you're hearing is resonating with you and you'd like to learn more. Just have community. We're like, ugh, just want to let my shoulders down and just be, because finally somebody gets it. Reach out. I'm here for you. On that note, from all the amazing golden nuggets and feeling like I found even more community, and hope the same for you, I'm still chewing on, and it really helped inform deeper clarity for me. It was episode 38. Mike Krushka, he's CEO of Baryons. If you haven't checked out Baryons, check them out. They're doing some really very helpful, beautiful, transformational work with what they're creating over there. So check that out. We'll have Diane Weaver, their COO. I apologize, Diane. I believe that's your role. She's co-founder of Baryons as well. We'll have her episode come here in July. So be on the lookout for that. But I'm really jamming on Mike sharing his perspective that leadership is really going to be, and I say is, one of two approaches, and that is Abita, which is like profit, just money, like all the money, or heart-led leaders, which it's about what is prioritized. And so Abita, that profit is prioritized. Heart-led, the people are prioritized, because our heart-led leadership deeply understands that when you value your people and the whole person, profit, and a great amount of profit, like when you put so much care into creating the culture where the whole human feels like they can be and do, game changer, absolute game changer. Because folks actually want to then produce on whatever your organization focuses on and creates and gives to the world. They come from a place of service. They want to be there. They invite their top talent friends to also then come into the organization and build and build and build. Like, again, to me, it's a no-brainer. I know, like, it's my belief system. So Mike and I are very much on the same page that way. And so it's not saying that the money isn't important. Like, that's not it at all. It's what are we prioritizing? Like, where is our first focus? And those heart-led leaders, you're my people. Like, so any of you tuning in right now, I have a funny feeling most of you already are. Otherwise, you would not gravitate towards the show and towards these topics and towards yours truly. So for our friends, I see you. You might feel like you're on an island. You might feel like you're the only one. And I'm here to say you are not. You are a part of a beautiful movement. I really believe that we are experiencing some burning down of structures that did not serve humanity. And we as heart-led leaders, we will be the phoenix. We are the phoenix from the ash. So stay true to you, take care of you. And when you're feeling tired, sincerely, in my heart of hearts, I invite you to reach out. You can DM me when you go to tutumleadershipcoaching.com. There's so many places where you can schedule time for me. It's just a 3-minute slot where you can just let your shoulders down, breathe, probably like let some steam off on that release valve. Just let some steam out. You're not alone. Okay. So thank you again, Mike Krushka. I'll put that link in the show notes. And for friends on YouTube, there is a link in your corner. I think when you're viewing, it's the right corner. There's a link popping up for you for checking out that show, episode 38 on Tutum Talk. So yes, with that, I'll pivot to more specifically, if this resonates with you, if you identify as a heart-led leader, or maybe somebody who you traditionally operate from that Abita space and mindset, and you are humbly tuning into the fact that if you do want to experience even more profit, or your ways of being and operating is becoming abundantly clear to you that they do not serve you, nor your people, nor your loved ones, right? And it is time for a change. It has been time for a change. Definitely reach out. I'm here for you. And specifically, like specific ways to work together. We've got the 6 and 6 mastermind opportunity, which is just 6 1-hour times together over a 6-week period. It's a group experience. So you get to work with and connect with like-minded folks who also feel called to this heart-led leadership approach and way of being. So you get to build your network. And it's just 1 hour a week over the course of usually 6 weeks, but sometimes it spreads out over 7, 8, like depending on calendars and how things are shaping up with holidays and whatever else. But it's just 1 hour a week to have some time for yourself in a like-minded and value-aligned community, navigating 6 different thought leaders. And so week 1, we tap into Oprah's teachings about making sure to keep your cup full, because if you don't keep your cup full, you can't pour value into others. Then second week is John Maxwell, very well-known person in the leadership space. It's okay if you don't know. Actually, kind of my point with creating 6 and 6 is also to share these different thought leaders and ways of approaching our own personal and professional development. It's very much on purpose. The idea is that you might not know some of the people. If you know all 6, very cool. But that is the idea. So if some of these names don't quite resonate, great. Even more reason, come on over to the 6 and 6 and get to know them through the experience a bit, and the work that they do and the value that they pour from living into their purpose and through their purpose. So we've got John Maxwell talking about the importance of boundaries in our work, in our lives. And then week 3, we practice a way of goal setting and envisioning our lives with Rachel Hollis. And then 4th week is Jen Sincero, where we tap into our wealth consciousness. Jen is the one who wrote You Are a Badass, the Yellow Book. And yeah, we hone in on her encouragement of writing a letter to money, that very humbling little it's a moment, right? And so that's our time with Jen Sincero. And then 5th week is we tap into Dr. Brene Brown's encouragement to honor that internal narrative of what she calls I'll keep it PC here. Well, I already said you were a badass, so why not your shitty first draft? And she offers up for when you're working with young people, you can pivot it to a stormy first draft, which is essentially, what is that narrative in my head? What's the story in my head? As opposed to, not opposed, but like that is my perspective. That's what I'm bringing. That's the story that I bring to the table. And that's one of many stories of what's actually happening. A few years ago, I heard, and I'll get back to the last person for 6 and 6, but a couple years ago, I heard with, let's say a car accident, there are actually 3, and it's like involving 2 people, that there's actually 3 truths. There's the truth, what really happened for one person in one car. The second one's what happened for one person and their truth from the other car. And then the third is what really happened in that situation. And when I heard that, I was like, that's good. And I think about Dr. Brene Brown's shitty first draft application. So, and then the 6th week of the 6 and 6 experience, we bring in Bishop T.D. Jakes and his offer and invitation. Do you even know the gift you are entering a room? Like, you don't have to say a thing. You don't have to do a thing. Do you even know the gift you are entering a room? When I heard him offer that question, I was at such a low place in my life that I couldn't answer it. Internally, I was like, well, I know I'm a nice person. Like, I'm friendly. I do my best to treat people well, but I can't answer that question right now of like the gift that I am entering a room. And so he offered up in that it was actually a Super Soul Sunday episode with Oprah, and he offered up, if you can't answer, I'm listening to the episode in my earbuds, and I hear him ask that question, and just the waterworks. I'm like, well, I don't even know, like I know I'm a nice person, but I don't know the gift I am, and within seconds, like as he's sharing, do you even know the gift that you are in the room? And then he says, like, essentially, if you can't answer that question, reach out to people who you know that you trust, have your best interest in mind, and ask them. Like, study you. That was his encouragement. It's like, we study all these other people. Do you even know you? Do you study yourself first so you can even be tuned into that? And so in the waterworks, and me clearly tapping into like, I can't answer that. And then immediately for him to encourage reaching out to folks, I felt like he was right there, like he was in my head, like, whoa. Yeah. So I took his advice, and I think it was later that afternoon or maybe the next day, like cleaned myself up. I was like, whoa, that was big. Divine download. Thank you so much. And I reached out to loved ones. I did a blind copy. I actually just came across this email I think it was yesterday, actually. I was like, there it is. And I asked, like, hey, I just heard this question and I can't quite put my finger on it. What do you get when you get me in the room? And the outpour of responses, like I still get full body goosebumps thinking about it, and get like a little misty about it, because it was like a waterfall just coming over me and cleansing all for a moment, cleansing all the pain and all that. Like, it was one of the most monumental, it's gonna be okay moments. And I hope this resonates for you. I hope you've had this experience. And if not, it's okay. How transformative those moments are, of the it's going to be okay moment, when it's you giving it to yourself. That, yes, it was my loved ones responding back with their truth of like, yeah, when I'm with you, fill in the blank. And it was so much love. And it's all going to be okay coming in to honor their truth, which wasn't quite my truth yet. Like, that was the beginning of what felt like a mountain climb. That was my first step in truly owning, understanding, and then owning the gift that I bring, no matter the room, no matter the relationship, my personal, my professional, strangers who are not strangers. I do believe in Ubuntu, UBUNTU, the South African philosophy of human connectedness, that we are all connected. And so therefore I'm like, you're not a stranger. We're all friends. We just haven't met yet. That's how I roll. So, but yeah, that is why that's why I keep Bishop T.D. Jakes, that conversation with Oprah in there. We actually finished a little bit with Steve Harvey and his reinforcement and teaching on how to practice gratitude, the importance of gratitude, and then how to tangibly apply it. And that's the 6 and 6 experience. But yeah, I keep everyone in there. It's so interesting. I created the 6 and 6 in 2021, and by now, it being 2026, each one of those humans have had real human moments, like from some people's perspective, where it's like, well, they really goofed on that one. Or like, wow, I do not agree at all with what they're saying, or how they acted, or what they did, or their response to whatever the situation was in these past 6 years. Like, each one of those human beings, they've done something where, at least in the circles that I am often around, that there's an expression of distaste towards almost, at least one of those people in the 6 and 6. And to that, I offer back as a response that they are staying in the 6 and 6. They are not going anywhere, because of the principles that they are teaching, that I have pulled from what they're sharing. Those principles are still really valuable, and I believe important to at least learn about, if not apply. to our lives on some level. And I follow up with like, I really hope, and it's okay if this doesn't happen, but I really hope that when folks meet me, they also understand and work with me and learn as we learn together, that they honor that I, Kara Noel Nance, I'm also a human being. I very much make mistakes, which I call learning opportunities, and I do my best to learn from them. I'm gonna mess up. I'm gonna keep messing up because that's the point. Like, we are not an easy bake oven pie that we put into like craft the pie, put it into the oven, bake at 350, and we're done. Like, that is not how this human journey goes. We are forever, by God's grace, we are forever evolving. That is our free will choice to learn from what we're experiencing and then apply it. That's why God gave us free will. So, and then some of us choose to not apply the learning opportunity, and that's their choice. That's okay. So that is why the 6 and 6 stays. That's why all of those beautiful humans and all their amazing brilliance and flaws, their whole selves, are a part of the 6 and 6. So that opportunity is there for you. There is early bird pricing. Early bird for summer is no longer. We'll start the summer session here in a week, and registration is available till July 15th for the summer session. And then there's a fall session that will start, I think, early October. So I think it's that first week of October. And early registration is available, like early pricing is available until September 15th. And this is 2026. There's group pricing available, and all that information is on Tutum Leadership Coaching. The group pricing is actually in the registration form itself. So if that sounds interesting to you, and by group, I mean 5 or more. So if this sounds like something you would like to do with your place of faith, so a group that you're a part of at your synagogue or mosque or church, or place of worship and spiritual alignment, community, and in community groups, your work groups, like, hey, we don't get to work a lot together because maybe we were in a department together and I really loved working with you, but with the reorg, we don't really get to have intentional time together. I heard about this thing called 6 and 6. Would you like to do it with me so that we can have some time together, meet new people, that type of thing? So yeah, so go check that out. And then what else? Also, to work together, I've got the summer strengths individual coach. I always have individual coaching available. Like, I'm here for you. And I was like, yeah, let's put together some packages unique to summer to really speak to the experience of summer. I know I'm talking about Northern Hemisphere. My apologies for the friends in the Southern Hemisphere. So maybe it becomes a winter reset for you, like as you are cozy in the cooler weather, which sounds really nice right now because I'm coming to you from North Carolina and we are navigating towards the 100-degree Fahrenheit. So it's a little warm here, and that's okay. We'll focus on hydrating. In all sincerity, everybody, stay safe, stay hydrated. Nobody needs to be a hero ever, and especially when it comes to the elements. Take care of yourselves. Call on your loved ones. Check on your neighbors. Seriously, I felt like that was a public service announcement. And we're back to the Tutum Talk show. Yes, so I've got that summer strengths coaching options. And so I created the summer boost, like an energy boost. So it's just 6 sessions. And really, I was thinking ideally for leaders, people managers, heads of households who you've like educators who are in between school years, like you have, woo, you made it. You made it to July and you're feeling pretty exhausted, pretty tapped. Maybe the internal voice is saying, like, we can do hard things. like, ugh, I just want to go sit on a beach. And if that's not an option, just like zone. If you want a bit more intentionality beyond just zone, which is valid, go to that beach, go have some time. And when you're ready for more of an intentional cup filling experience using strengths, the Clifton Strengths Finder, and pouring back into yourself, where you're raising your awareness around what actually energizes me. You get to then identify what is uniquely energizing from you. You get to name that. With all of this, using any tool, right? Clifton Strengths, Enneagram, Hogan, DISC, Corn Fairy, colors, What else have I done? Compass. Like, there are so many tools, even human design. Like, it's beautiful. And you get to own for you what is true for you. And then put aside the rest rather than this shoulding of like, oh, well, this report, the assessment says this about me. So I should, if you start to lean into a should, that's the like, no, time out, time out. Be aware of that S word. Catch yourself, note yourself, not to shame yourself, more as a way to love on yourself. Like, oh, it happened again. Got that song like, oops, I did it again, right? Was that Britney Spears? So feel free to sing that one. Like make it light. Yeah, or I encourage you. You can make it whatever you want. I encourage you to lean into the lightness. Like, well, yep, there, I did a human thing again. I'm like, okay, well, there it is. Okay, wow, I've done this 10, 15 times in the last 20 minutes. I think it's time to reach out to Kara and get a partner in this work together. Sincerely, it would be a true honor to work with you. So we've got that boost, the 6 sessions over the course of 6 weeks. So you can really chew on what we talk about and apply it. I have some think time, intentional think time, and then come back to the next session ready to chew on even more, right? And apply your learning of yourself. I'm just here as a guide to support you in identifying what is true for you. And then we've got the deep dive. So we've got that summer boost and then the deep dive, which is 12 sessions. And as noted by the title, we go much deeper into applying your Clifton Strengths results, exploring a fuller picture of what you are navigating. And I find that it's best to select that option if you're navigating pretty big changes in your world, either professionally, personally, or both. And so to offer a bit more specificity and context to name what I mean by a big change, you've got some, like you're navigating divorce or potential divorce, retirement, and you're feeling, with each of these, you're feeling like you're on shaky ground. Like you used to know who you are, but now like you don't even recognize yourself. What else? In your organization, there have been at least one, if not multiple, reorgs. And now you are, because you're so good at what you do in your job, you've been tapped for leadership, which is, I know, quite a common experience. Like the job itself, you're awesome at. So then you get tapped for the leadership role. Yet we don't really teach leadership. So if that resonates for you, you're like, oh my gosh, Kara, like you read my diary. Reach out. I'm here for you. That deep dive experience is going to be much more conducive to what you are currently navigating, and it's going to be a much better return on your investment. What were some of the other ones that I was thinking of? But really those more overarching changes in life, both personally and professionally, and you can feel in your body that you are, what just came in, divine download that came in was you're just trying to make it to the next day. If that hit you like a ton of bricks, if that just like that arrow went right to you and I nailed what you're experiencing on the head with that hammer, definitely reach out, at least to have a conversation. You are not alone. You do not have to navigate this alone. Yeah. And we'll go from there, because to live from that space of, I just need to make it to another day, that I get it. I've been there, and that you don't, there are ways to tangibly resource yourself so that you're able to create a bit more space from this is all I can do is just live to the next day with what I'm navigating in terms of taking on a new team. Now I have 3 new teams. Yeah. So leave it at that. You know who you are. You know if it just hit you like a ton of bricks, and that in your body you can feel like, yes, please, let's talk. Go ahead and reach out. And on a much larger scale for organizations, it's been really cool to get out into community, like different networking events, and just, chatting with folks and hearing how many people are still, and the teams are doing the best that they can, right? We have only so much time, only so many resources, and only so much bandwidth. And there are so many folks out there, organizations still using the Clifton Strengths tool, often in in an onboarding hiring experience. So you have new hires, you have those new hires complete the Clifton Strengths assessment, and then you don't really do anything with it. Like it just goes into a folder. And because you only have so much time and bandwidth, again, like I get it. There's only so many hours in a day, and you also still have to take care of yourself. I would love to talk with you. And organization size wise, I was just asked the other day, like, how small of a team are you open to working with? Like, I've worked with a team of 3. Yes, because it's about supporting people in even more improved quality of life. It's about serving my fellow human beings with this deep understanding that you get to just be you. You get to not feel exhausted. You get to, saying it in the positive, you get to feel energized on a pretty darn consistent basis. And when you are feeling a little, like when you're feeling tapped and exhausted and tired, like doing this work with the tool ethically and with intentionality and systematically, what we go through and what we talk through and what I support you in doing is identifying for you what are your energizers? What is true for you specifically to honor when I'm feeling tired, when I'm feeling tapped, when I only have 10 minutes? These are some things that I can do for myself and honor my truth that this is how I get energized. And it's not necessarily, that's not probably not going to look the same as my loved ones, my spouse, my partner, my coworkers, the folks I see at the I don't know, the coffee shop just came in, you're like, oh, well, that person stands up every 10 minutes. And it's so much more than that. If you already, as an organization, as a team, if you're already bringing the Clifton Strengths experience to your people, that tells me that you value it, which is awesome. So low-hanging fruit, honestly, for me, I'm like, I don't have to convince it. You're already in. You get it. Bring me in. Let's have a conversation. And we can start to talk through ways of making this an even more intentional experience for your folks and for you. Because working with me, we get to shape the clay together. I'm going to meet you where your needs are and where your availability and your bandwidth is, and we'll navigate those waters together. So go ahead, reach out when that feels like a fit. And then last little piece here before I bid adieu, Chicago Public Schools. I love you. I once worked with you. This picture actually here was me. I was the head soccer coach at Jones College Prep. Shout out. Go Eagles, right? So Jones College Prep downtown, South Loop. It was so awesome. Our soccer practice occurred in Grant Park. So that was me putting my boots on. An awesome parent back then, a professional photographer. Gosh, such a gift. She's amazing. DM me if you would like her information. And like salt of the earth human as well. But she came out to the pitch and not to Grant Park and gifted us with her gift of capturing some really awesome moments with the team that day. And yeah, so that's there. The reminder for me to keep having fun, and got the bridge right here going over the Chicago River. So with all that, Chicago will always be sweet home Chicago for me. And I almost lost my breath when I received the notification. It was in February. It's actually February 2nd. So 222, when I received the email notification that Tutum Leadership Coaching has been an approved vendor with Chicago Public Schools. I would love to work with anybody who is tuning in to these truths, that when we honor the whole human first, these other pieces take care of themselves. They really, really do. And approaching that work from a strengths lens, from that asset-based approach, it's palpable. It is also a ripple effect. People will start to feel it even before it's named. So if you want to bring that to your school, to your staff, to your district, to your region, reach out. I would be honored to connect with you. And I will link right there just now popping up for setting up time with me to connect over a call and explore the possibilities. And yeah, so my friends, I miss you already. I'm so honored that you tune in to Tutum Talk. Thank you for sharing with your friends, with your sphere, with your network, with your orbit, however you name that, and also with your foes, because they I I'll leave you with this. A few years ago, I heard hurt people hurt people. And that resonated so deeply for me with the importance of continuing as best as we're able, while still taking care of ourselves, to pour love into each other. And so for your foes out there, for people who you just like, man, they're just always so not nice. Like their behavior is so, not what I would choose to do, not value aligned for me. Send them some Tutum Talk. If you have that kind of relationship, send them an episode or 2 or 10 or like the whole, hey, I'm tuning into the show and there's a lot of good nuggets in here. Thought you might get something from it. That's pouring that love. That's a deposit into that relationship piggy bank, and you have no idea where that might go. So if with me just saying that right now, people are coming to mind to share the show with, act on it. Please, please act on it, because I also believe those are divine messages. Those are divine downloads. Those are the assignment. Those are our God-given assignments of like, yes, this person, this person, this person, because you have no idea. None of us know what each other is going through. And I am 100% on board and deeply understanding that we are all going and knowing, believing that we are all going through something difficult. Every single one of us. So why not send a little love in whatever form that looks like? And when that form is Tutum Talk, because you know that you just experienced something, gosh, that was really, really helpful. Let me share this with them. Thank you. Thank you for literally sharing the love. All right, my friends. I love you. I miss you. Take care of you. Love on yourself. Love your people. Love what you do. I'll see you at the next one.